At my local Walmart, I picked up a beach shovel. This mossy wall basket has a flat backside to it, but we're going to take a zip tie and we're going to just feed it through the moss backing. Now we're going to take that and attach it right to our shovel and just secure it in place. Now I have some scrap foam that you can also find from our website, and we're going to just cut a little square. And we'll simply place that into our wall basket. And now we're going to use some of these beautiful tulips. We have the yellow to match the shovel, orange, and cream. And once you have individual pieces, you can just work them right into the styrofoam. We placed a few pieces going downhill. Now we'll work in a few pieces going uphill. And our last flower. Now we'll fill in with some greenery. And just placing them in between all of those tulips. It's helping to break them up, and most importantly, it's covering any of the styrofoam that's still showing. Now we'll just take our bow and place it into the styrofoam. Give it a quick fluff, pull those tails down, and here is how our shovel turned out, and I absolutely love it. You can do this in any color combination for any season and holiday. We grabbed the shovel from Walmart for a few dollars. We used 1 bush of greenery, 1 bush of tulips, and a little leftover ribbon. So you can easily recreate this for around $10 or so. I picked up one of these adorable umbrellas. We're going to start with the length of tails. I'm just going to cut it rather long, and that way we can have these kind of curl down below. So that length is perfect to me, about 20 to 24 inches on either side. And now it's time to create the bow itself. So for the bow, we're going to do a traditional style bow. We're going to keep our loops rather small at about 3.5 inches or so. We're going to create our first loop, flip it over, and create our second loop, and pinch in the middle. Now, this is the part where a lot of people struggle with. We're going to take our ribbon right where it meets our fingers, pinch it, and reverse it so the back side is facing forward. So we're just going to alternate each loop that we work in. I'm going to do 5 on either side, and with this spool of ribbon, it's a 10-yard spool. You should be able to create 3 or 4 bows using it. Now we're going to snip off the excess. And something I want to mention is that I snip it about 1/2 inch away from my fingers. This prevents it from slipping out from underneath the pipe cleaner. Now we're going to take our tails and place them underneath. We're going to secure it with a matching white pipe cleaner. We also carry all colors of pipe cleaners at nickseasonaldecor.com as well. And we want to make sure it matches. That way we're not able to see the pipe cleaner in the end. We just want to be able to see this beautiful bow. So we'll give this a light fluff, and then we'll attach it to our umbrella. I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to poke it through this. This umbrella is paper mache, but like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, they come in all different types of materials. And then I'm going to secure it to the stick in the middle of the umbrella. Pull our tails down, and then we have a pretty bow on top of the umbrella. My umbrella actually has a hanger attached to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flower bushes. We have these beautiful white tulips, and all I'm going to do is poke them right inside the umbrella. I have 2 of them today, and this will give me a nice full floral display up top. And by not securing these permanently, whether it be with hot glue or foam, we can actually repurpose these flowers and use them for a different project. But now let's see how this looks on my front door. And here is how it looks, you guys. What an easy, inexpensive project. We used an inexpensive umbrella, a little bit of ribbon, and 2 flower bushes, and that is all it took to create this beautiful effect. If you're sick of reeds or want something different, this would be the perfect accent to your front door or inside your home as well. I went to my local craft store and I found these adorable miniature watering cans in all sorts of colors. Here is the glue we're going to be using. It's E6000, which is also known as a cold glue. So I do not recommend hot glue for this project. So what I'm going to essentially do is I'm going to place a little bit on wherever the metals are touching, and then we're going to let it sit overnight. And for video's sake, you guys will see this once it's finished. Now we have some flowers and cutters from nickseasonaldecor.com, and we have all sorts of flowers in different colors. And as I mentioned before, have fun with this. You can choose whatever color watering can that best suits your home. You can also do kind of rusty watering cans. I think those would be very pretty. But essentially what we're doing is we're just cutting these flowers into little pieces. And now I can show you how to work them in. Now we can take our flowers and begin working them in. So one thing that I want to point out is that we didn't work in any styrofoam into these bottom 2 watering cans. I'm going to show you how to add a piece up top. But the reason I didn't work in any styrofoam is because we're going to really pack our flowers in, and it's going to keep them in place. So these 2 right here were a little loose. So we're going to take a couple more stems and wedge them in. And now they're going to stay exactly the way we placed them. And look at how pretty this is. So now we have these flowers as well, and we carry these in blue, pink, white, cream, and yellow. So for these, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop off the tops. We don't need any of the foliage, nor do we need any of the stem. And then what we can do is we can take these flowers and wedge them in like we've been doing. So keep in mind that this is a nice little decoration for a porch, but we're not building this so that it lasts a lifetime. I'd much rather switch this out every year or so, and then you can also give these as gifts too. I think this would make the perfect gift. Now we're going to do the same thing to the second watering can. So this is the pink one. Again, wedge your stems in. And then don't forget some of these pretty dainty blue flowers as well. So I know I mentioned I was going to show you how to add some styrofoam, but truth be told, let's make this project as inexpensive and easy as possible. So we're just going to take whatever flowers we have left, arrange them, and plop them right in. And we have one blue flower left. I'm going to add a little hot glue, and then whatever that holds to, we'll keep it in place. And here is how our watering can stacker turned out. I absolutely love it, and I think it's so cute. So these watering cans are on clearance right now, and putting this together was really easy to do, and it's really inexpensive. But I think this looks great displayed anywhere. You can place this on your patio, you can place this on your deck, you can also place this inside your home as well. We're going to start with this mossy 16-inch wreath base, and the first thing we're going to work in are some of our garden tools. And instead of hot gluing it or wiring it in, if we just kind of move the form around a bit, we're able to wedge this little rake in. And you have to have a trowel when you garden. So we're also going to work this in as well. And just the force of the grapevine will keep it in place. And every gardener needs a good pair of gloves. So we're going to take one pair and just set it on top of one another. And you can find these from any garden store, any home improvement store, basically any store this time of year. So we're going to just take a little length of wire and just secure the gloves. The gloves aren't really there to look pretty, but it does complete a set, and this would make a great gift. I mean, who wouldn't want to receive a little garden kit? So now that we have our gloves wired together, we can just place these wherever we choose. I'm going to place mine on the left-hand side, and then just cutting off the excess wire. I've picked up a few seed packets, and we're going to just add a little hot glue to the back. So just make sure wherever you're adding your hot glue, you're not actually touching the seeds with it. So all of the seeds on this one are at the bottom, so we're not going to have any issues with damaging them. And then we can just take them and hot glue them directly to the wreath. When your friend or family member wants to use the seeds, they can just simply pop them right off the grapevine. Coming back in with the second pack, adding a little hot glue to the top, and we're going to just secure that and kind of alternate them so they look aesthetically pleasing. And it's time to come back in with some artificial flowers, and you can find flowers, your grapevine base, and your snips from nicksseasonaldecor.com. And what we're going to do is we're just going to snip off each flower. So feel free to use whatever flowers. We are using sunflower seeds, so if you would like to use sunflowers in this design, you can. You could do a floral wreath. You could also be doing, just like an herb wreath as well. So I'm just going to take these and work them on the left-hand side. I am dipping them in a little bit of hot glue, whether you use a glue skillet or a hot glue gun. It works just the same, and this will just permanently secure these flowers in place. So when it comes time to remove your trowel and your cultivator and your seeds and your gloves, you still have a pretty wreath that you can display. And we'll work in a couple more flowers. Here we have some yellow daisies. Again, dip it in your glue skillet or your hot glue gun and just simply work them in. And one more flower. So now let's hang this wreath up and give you the final reveal, but I think this would make the ultimate gift. I would love to receive something like this. And here is how the wreath turned out. I think it turned out so pretty, and it's so simple. Anybody and everybody can make something like this. As I mentioned before, I think something like this would make a great gift, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. You can plant the seeds and have beautiful flowers for years to come. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and you're watching me on Home Talk. See you in the next video.